We want to thank our sponsors, Creative Artists Video Production, for all of your video needs. Snellville Heating and Air, serving Monroe and Walton County since 1988, for all of your heating and cooling needs. And Creative Signs. No sign is too large or too small for Creative Signs.
Presentations. Our first presentation will be the Monroe High School undefeated football region championship team. Coach Fligg, if you would come forward at this time, and I'll let you introduce your coaches and players and administrators and tell a little bit about what's going on over the last 4 years. And this year, I think it's one of the most successful 4 years, and then I know this last year was very successful.
First of all, we appreciate the board having us here, Mr. Little, everybody. It's a great honor for our kids, and it's a great honor for our coaches and our community. So it's an honor to come here and get to recognize these great kids. First of all, I tell you that the young kids here, raise your hand if you're a champion. All these young kids in here, raise your hand up here, guys. Hey, it starts with y'all now, okay? It starts with y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all. Y'all just got to keep on coming up the system. Make sure you stay in the purple and white. Don't spread out these other schools now. I know we got some other schools around here, but you make sure you stay with the winning teams. I tell you, real pleased. This year we are undefeated this year in our regular season, which is the first in the history of the school. A little disappointed that we didn't get any further in the playoffs. We ended up 11-1. Ended up with a tough second round matchup with Carrollton, who ended up playing for the state championship. But we were a player, actually a player two, honestly a player two away from winning that game. But you know, it can't take away what these kids, especially our senior class, what they did the last 4 years at Monroe. The 4-year record of these kids were 42-8, and that's 4 years, not 5 years. Had 11 playoff games. And really brought the community together, and it was a complete pleasure in coaching these character kids. And we got some kids here I want to introduce. I tell you what, guys, can y'all come up here real quick? We don't have many. We didn't have school today, as everybody knows, so we couldn't get the advertisement going. But we got a handful of great kids up here. First of all, we have Dustin Young. He's a senior. Dustin got all-region, and he made second-team All-State in Georgia, and he played in the Northeast Georgia All-Star game. That's Dustin Young. We got big Drew. I tell you what, Drew is one of our players that he didn't get on the field much, but you want this guy on the team because he's a team player. He's got a lot of heart. And everybody on this football team respects and enjoys Drew, and he's a coach's dream to coach, and we really appreciate him being part of our football team. Demik Kemp is another one of our seniors. Demik played here 4 years. He was the little guy that can run, and he made some big catches for him. The big thing about Demik and against Chestatee, the game that was really our close game this year, he made a huge catch to make it a 21-21 game, and ran a kickoff back against Banneker. But he's had a tremendous sport. He's a second-team All-Region and made Auburn mention last year. Jake Olson, number 10. I think everybody knows around Jake. Jake started back when you kids came up the ladder, and did a fantastic job for us. He filled in at the Chestatee game, the quarterback after starting at wide receiver and being our punter, and probably and part of being a major part of us winning that game, which is the region championship game. Look for Jake to do great things next year on our football team. Big 51, Elijah Harvey. Another senior, played here 4 years. He was the big nose guard. We've had a lot of big nose guards here at Monroe, and he was our guy this year and last year. Great future for this young man right here, and he's all football. Got a great heart and a great practice player, and and he's part of that tradition that started here, that 42-8 record. Last but not least, we got Hunter Byron, and Hunter is a quarterback. We've had a couple of good quarterbacks here in the past right here, but plays quarterback. He's also a defensive back, can catch the ball. He's one of those great athletes, and his family's full of great athletes, but look for big things out of Hunter right here. And I got some coaches here. First of all, Coach Jeremy Holder back here. Come on up here, Jeremy. Jeremy was our offensive coordinator, and we did have the highest scoring average in the state of Georgia, and it's the 3rd highest average in the history of Georgia. On our offensive team, we averaged 52 points a game. That's football. So we had a great offense here. Also, we have my assistant head coach, David Keys. He's going to limp on up here. Coach Keys, we call him the Biscuit. He's never turned down a biscuit in his life, but Coach Keys has been with me for 7 years, and he's kind of been my right-hand man for everything, and he's coached the offensive line. He's been the coordinator. He coached the defensive line. He's assistant head coach this year is David Keys. Nathan Deaton, our trainer, he's been here 69 years. I mean, Nathan, I'm not trying to say your age, but I tell you what, Nathan, how long has it been, Nathan? 20 years. 20 years. And Nathan's such a great all-around person, and he's our trainer, but he's also much more of our trainer. Our kids love him, and he's very dependable. We have 2 of our administrators here. First of all, our principal, Brian Hicks. Step on up here, Mr. Hicks. He's the man, he's the boss, and I appreciate everything he's done since we've been here. He's been a cheerleader for us, very supportive, and we appreciate everything he did from the top that filtered down our football program. And our athletic director here, Eli Cannell. Eli he's a gamer. He had a big job because we sold out most of our games this year. It was a packed stadium, and he was kind of in charge of all that and everything that goes in the press box. But ever since Eli's been here, he's been a tremendous help and supporter of mine, and he's great for Monroe Area High School. As y'all know, I've decided to take another step and retire. This is my 30th year. But I can only promise you the memories that came here, my 8 years here, and what has gone on with our football program is something that I'll cherish, and they will be the greatest memories I'll ever have. And I promise you I'll be on these guys all the time in the future, because the tradition will continue at Monroe. It was hard to get, but once you get it, you just don't lose it. You just continue working hard to keep your tradition. But we appreciate everybody here, and we appreciate you young people. Keep on playing. Make sure you get your academics right. You got to be a student first to be a student athlete. So y'all keep going and keep this Monroe tradition going for the next 10 to 15 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Fleeg. We want to get a picture with all y'all, so we'll kind of gather in right. Our next item is Central South Walton 7 and 8 state championship team. Jody Johnson, you're going to introduce the coaches, and then we'll let them work from there.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
The Recreation Department had over 950 football players participate this season on over 60 teams. We selected an all-star team to participate in the GRPA, which is the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association tournament. Our 8U and 10U teams that are here tonight started practicing in October and played their way through the district tournaments in November, and then played the state tournaments in December. In the Class A division, which is the highest division that GRPA offers. Walton County had never won a state title in this division in any sport. Even though we'd won a few in Class B in the lower division, we'd never won one in Class A. This year we have 2 state champions, which is our 8U and 10U divisions. And I do want to call up in the 7 and 8-year-old group. It's coached by Alan Jones, if you would come forward. Kyle Hamby, Anthony Bell, and Keith Brooks. Congratulations, guys. The Central Walton team won the District 6 GRPA crown by defeating the South Walton and Jones County in the state tournament in Tifton On December 7th, Central Walton team beat Valdosta 46-6, and then defeated the City of Atlanta in a thrilling overtime victory 6-0 to bring home the first GRPA state championship. They went 4-0 during the season, outscoring their opponents 117-6. The only 6 points they gave up was given up by the offense. So the defense did not, I have to say that, the defense didn't give up any points all year. As we know, defense wins championships, and this is a great team. We also, we have something special we want to give these kids this year for winning the state championship. And as we call the players out, I'm going to let you call them out. I've got a roster here for you. We have state championship rings that our booster club purchased for you. So as you come up, we're going to... Kenny, you want to come on up as well?
Braxton Brooks. Makai Butts. Cameron Connor. Cam Cooper. Jaquan Big Boy Crawford. Got Larry Crawford. Kayvon Durham. Joshua Forsythe. Got Dylan Catfish Hamby. Got Zillion Live Action Hammy. Got Mr. Austin Head. We got Jardell Hill. Got Alan Jones Jr. Got Jakari Jones. Jalen Lackey. Khalid Hitman Lattimore. Yeah, Mr. Cody Mitchell. Mr. Mad Max Thurston. And we got Get Big Kamel Williams.
Again, congratulations, guys. I want you to get a little closer.
Squeeze in, we'll take a picture with y'all.
And congratulations again. Hi, this is Jody Johnson. I'm here with the Recreation Report. Today I'm here to announce that we had 2 state champions this year in the Walton County in the GRPA, the Georgia Recreation and Parks State Tournament. Today I have with me Xavius Williams and Perry Austin Kilburn. They were with the 9 and 10-year-old state champion team. And congratulations, guys. You've got your trophy with you. You won a big medal and a nice ring. So congratulations. But what was the best, the most memorable experience you had while you were on the All-Star team?
You crushed everybody.
You crushed everybody?
Yes.
So what were some of the teams you beat?
Valdosta.
Valdosta, Georgia? They're usually pretty good. Who else did you beat? What was the closest game you had?
I did not know.
Okay. Well, Perry Austin, you were the quarterback, kind of the captain of the team. You kind of told everybody where to go and what to do.
Yeah.
What kind of offense did y'all run?
We ran 3 offenses: trips, pro, and pistol.
What was your favorite?
Pro was my favorite.
Did you have to throw the ball?
I got to throw the ball on every series.
On
every formation we had.
What was your probably your furthest pass you had that you completed for a touchdown this year? Did you have any of those?
I had at least 10 touchdown passes. The furthest one I had was to my receiver Elijah Williams in the second game of state.
Wow, that's pretty impressive for a 10-year-old to have that kind of a passing attack. That usually everything's on the ground. So, what position did you play?
Running back and wide receiver.
Okay. How many did you have? A lot of touchdowns?
I had a lot.
A lot of touchdowns?
A lot.
Yeah, I think I remember watching you play. You had a couple of touchdowns at the state championship game, didn't you? What were the conditions like when you played over in Cartersville, where you played the state championship game?
It was wet, and it wasn't raining that day when we played state.
Was it cold?
It was cold though.
How did you play through the cold? How were you able to do that?
Oh, I was crying. I was shivering until I started running and stuff. I felt one.
You know what I did also, from watching that game, I remember y'all ran a lot of no huddle, Perry Austin. How were y'all able to do that?
We worked on it a lot in practice, and our guys learned it after probably the 3rd day of practice.
What about the armbands that y'all used? How did that work out for you?
It was hard during state to talk through the rain, and I would call out pro left, red something, etc., and they'd look on their armband, and if they didn't know the play, they would either look back at me or raise their hand. I would tell them what the play was.
Well, congratulations, guys, on making it to the championship game and then and winning. Y'all really dominated 3 different tournaments throughout y'all's All-Star career. So congratulations. We're going to go over to your counterparts, the 8 and unders over here, to see how they do. I've got Dylan Hamby with me. I've got Cameron Connor and Khalid Lattimore. Is that right? Khalid Lattimore. Guys, y'all also won the state championship tournament, and y'all played the district tournament, won that, and then you went down to Tipton and won a couple of games. Tell us a little bit about what your most memorable experiences are, Dylan.
I like playing on defense and having a good time on offense.
Okay. How about you, Cameron? What was your most memorable moment?
When we won the state championship.
Oh, really? That's a lifetime great memory, isn't it? How about you? How did you do? What was your most memorable? What positions did you play?
Running back.
Looking to the camera over there so everybody can see.
Running back, safety, and
Did you score any touchdowns this season? You did? How many touchdowns do you think you scored? You can't count them. There was that many. Wow. What position did you play this year, Dylan?
running back, quarterback, and
So did all three of y'all play on the defensive side of the ball? You didn't play defense?
I played defense.
You played defense?
I played defense.
You did? I understand that y'all had a great defense and didn't allow any points in either tournament. Is that accurate? What type of defense did y'all play? Just swarm to the ball, tackle whoever has it? Is that what y'all were taught to do? Y'all were kind of ruthless, weren't you? Not giving up any points in 4 games. The only points that were given up, the offense gave up late in one of the games. That is remarkable. Congratulations on doing that. So what positions did you play?
I played right blocker, center, right blocker. That's pretty much all.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, do you value playing in the recreation department, playing on your youth teams, and then playing in the All Stars? Is that a lot of fun for you? It is. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Congratulations on making the 8-year-old state championship game. It was the first one that Walton County had ever won. You guys won it one weekend, and then the next weekend, these 9 and 10-year-olds won the state championship. So congratulations. We're real proud of you, and we hope y'all win next year as well. Think you can do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, again, thanks a lot. Congratulations to both teams of Walton County has that won state this year. And until next time, we'll see you then. Hi, this is Jody Johnson, and I'm here with Jeremy Kilburn, who's the coach of our 10 and under All-Star team. As you know, our 8-year-olds and our 10-year-olds both won state championships this year in the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association football tournament. Congratulations, Jeremy, on your success. And if you could walk us through a little bit about the tournaments you played and how you accomplished what you did.
Well, we started our All-Star season playing in the 20th Annual Gray Bowl down in Gray, Georgia in Jones County. It's hosted by the Jones County Parks and Recreation Association. And we played in that and played 3 games there. We played against Monroe County and we won that game 24-0. We played against Baldwin County and we were able to beat them 30-18. And then we played against Jones County, the host team there, and in the championship game, and we won that one 42-0. Then, the very next weekend, we played in our district tournament here that we hosted in Walton County. We played the West Walton All-Star team, and we were able to defeat them 36-0. And against Washington County, we beat them 38-0. And then we had a rematch with Baldwin County from the week before, and we handled them 33-6 in that game. And the Baldwin County game was probably the highlight of the season from my standpoint. We had one of the boys that actually made our team that had played all season within our league. I found out at the end of the year that he had been diagnosed with leukemia, so he obviously wasn't able to play with us on our All-Star team, but he served as our captain there for the Baldwin County game, and that was a highlight for I think all the boys on the team and for all the coaching staff as well.
That's great. And in the state tournament, you went over to Bartow County, and tell us a little bit about the game. And I understand that the weather really was exciting. It
was terrible. And I might mention that boy I mentioned was named Edric Harper. Is his name. So he was a great player for us all year, and it was unfortunate he wasn't able to continue on. The state tournament, it was terrible weather. I had hoped they would postpone it or push it back or let us play all the games, on Friday or something. But we went up there on Saturday morning. It was dark and rainy. They had to have the field lights on at 10 a.m. for us to play the game, and it was terrible conditions. But we were able to beat Bartow County in that game, 32-6. We took the boys to a local laundromat, dried their uniforms, washed them, and dried the uniforms. Suited back up for our game at 2 o'clock that day against Valdosta, and by that time it stopped raining, still a little nasty, and we were able to beat them 42-0 and send them back home. We went back the next day, and it was it hadn't rained, but it was probably in the 30s. It was one of the coldest days I've ever stood outside.
The wind was gusting, I have to say.
The wind was gusting, and I don't like standing outside for anything, let alone watching football. when it's that cold. But we were able to beat Cartersville that day 30-8 and to win the state championship.
And I will say, I did interview one of the kids, and I asked him, were you able to play in those conditions? Because I'll be honest, I was at the game, and at halftime I went and got in the car, and then after the game, then came back out, because it was rough to even stand out and cheer. And I asked him, how were you able to handle those conditions? And his answer was, well, I just cried.
we
You had several on the sidelines that were just miserable, but they were able to play through it.
They were. We had a lot of them that did that, but I think Scott Head, our assistant coach, brought some little like deer camp heaters that he put on the sideline, and every time I looked, there were 10 kids huddled around that heater, and I was having to grab a couple of them and throw them back out on the field because we didn't have enough to play occasionally.
Yeah, I saw parents throwing those hand warmers out to the kids. Since the fence was pretty close by, they were throwing out the hand warmers. Highlight a little bit about your offense, and then we'll go over defense afterwards. Because your offense, y'all scored, what, 308 points?
307, 308 points, I think, in 9 games. So they averaged almost, it'd be a little over 30 points a game. Maybe.
One thing I did notice when y'all were playing, that most of the teams, and the rules allow, in the 9 and 10-year-old division, they allow a coach out on the field on offense to give the plays, to give some instructions. Y'all didn't do that. How were you able to have your offense run and not really be out on the field with these younger kids?
Well, we frankly, I didn't want to be out there with them, because if you're out there with them and you get into the huddle, you're always going to have some complaining and grumbling, and like you said, the kids out there crying in the cold. So frankly, I preferred to be on the sideline and not out there to listen to that. So no, we had a play system. We had 3 different offensive formations, and we ran probably maybe 8 or 9 plays out of each formation, and we had different each child had a play band with colors and numbers, and we had a system, and so the quarterback would run to the sideline, and we'd tell him what play we were running, and he'd go out, and we didn't run a huddle, we ran no huddle, and he would run out and give the signal to everybody, and they line up in that formation and run the play.
It did look like, and I know it helps to have your son. You're probably coaching him every day after school or between practices, and he looks a lot like Peyton Manning out there hollering out different things to the team, but they were able to do it and run the plays, and I didn't see not one time that you jumped off sides, your back went the wrong way. I didn't see any of that this season, so it really is amazing that you were able to teach these guys how to run that type of offense.
A lot of repetition. And like I said at the county commission meeting, maybe a little bit more than we needed given the margins of victory, but we were, we practiced a lot, and I think one practice, one of my assistant coach, Chad Shoemate, his son was the center, and I think he counted in one practice session how many times he snapped. And we ran, I think, 110 plays in one practice. So that's how you get to that point, is just rapid fire. We'd have 2 footballs, set one down, and just making the kids run play after play after play, and eventually they learn them.
Yeah, it certainly it did look like you were about 2 steps ahead of everybody on the defense when y'all were running plays, which is very commendable. Highlight some of the defense, because defense wins championships. And how many points did you give up in 9 games?
38.
38 points, and a lot of those were late in each game where
that's true.
Maybe you were just bending and not breaking, playing a little deeper than you needed. Highlight some of the plays and some of the players on defense that might have stood out.
We had quite a few good players on defense. Like on offense, we ran multiple defensive fronts or defensive formations, and we kind of had a system where if we called this defense, if we were running a 6-2 defense, well, that required certain personnel, and those children were on the field. And if you said we're running our 4-3 defense, well, that was a completely different set of kids and personnel, and that way it helped balance playing time so that everybody had a chance. Basically, we tried to set it up, if you weren't a starter on offense, that you were at least, if you were starting on defense, or at least you were out in multiple formations on the defensive side of the ball. But we had some great players on the team this year that made our job as coaches really easy. I know in the state tournament, we had played J.J. Smith. We played him at safety pretty much the whole year. And then in the state tournament, we moved him to linebacker. And I think that the kids from Cartersville and Valdosta are still seeing him in their nightmares, because he was, to play him at safety all year, moving to linebacker there for the last 3 games, is unbelievable what he was able to accomplish.
He must have been the one that was stopping the sweep to the right.
He was the one blitzing through every play and tackling somebody in the backfield.
Most teams do have well, this was an all-star team. They were all all-stars on their local teams. But you said something really stood out to me that, usually you have one guy that scores all the touchdowns, one guy that does most of the things on offense, but you said you scored, it was by committee.
It was. I mean, we had two running backs that scored, I would say, about half of our touchdowns, maybe over half, and that was Xavier Williams and Mason Byron. Each scored probably 15 or 16 touchdowns on the season for us out of, I think we had a total of 49 touchdowns over the course of the season. So they scored over 2/3, but we had a total of, I believe, 10 kids score touchdowns and another 2 that, were able to get in the end zone on extra point plays. So we had 12 offensive skill players, pretty much everybody that played, offensive skill position in one of the different formations. They were all able to find the end zone at least once. I think we had one game with 5 different kids that scored a touchdown. So we were proud of that that multiple kids were able to participate and see success.
Yeah, watching your games as well, you went out of the shotgun. It looked a lot like one of the run and shoot type offenses, because it just wasn't sweep right and sweep left. Somebody's going in motion. You were faking that sometimes, and y'all threw the ball a good bit.
We did. I think we had, of our 49 touchdowns, I think 40 of them were on the ground, and we had 9 or 10 of them were in the air. So we did throw the ball a decent amount, and we had a lot of series where we moved the ball up the field throwing, screen passes, a few deep passes, but we threw it probably more than any team that we played, and we were successful at it because we had a lot of good wide receivers and kids that can catch the ball.
It was a great year, and I know winning makes it fun. Again, our 8-year-olds won the state championship, so we've got a good run of kids coming through our program here in Walton County, and these specific teams were out of the central Walton, South Walton area. So we do have a lot of great athletes coming through here. We know our high school team went 10-0 this year. So we look for these teams just to move right on up into the middle school and then into the high school ranks and continue their skill set. Now we've moved up to basketball. I know you're a big basketball fan, so how do you think that our teams may do this year in All-Stars?
I think they'll do well. We've got, there's a lot of talent, I think, especially in this 10 and under age group. Some of these boys actually, 4 of the boys that were on this team, Edric Harper, Perry Austin, my son, Xavier Williams, and DeVecchio Brown, were all on this all-star football team that won state. And 2 years ago, those 4 were key components of a basketball team in the 8 and under division that won state. So I think they'll have a good season in all-stars this year, at least in the 10 and under age group for sure.
Well, I do appreciate you coming out and talking with us a little bit about that. What was the kid's name again that didn't get to finish the season?
There was Edric Harper. Like I said, he had had a great season for us during the regular season. Our regular season team went undefeated and won the county championship, and he played up. I believe he played all the way up till 2 games before the championship when he was diagnosed. And as fate would have it, the last game he played this year was probably his best. He rushed for 2 touchdowns that game, and I bet he had 90 or 100 yards rushing, and had a great defensive game, and showed some symptoms later that day and early in the next week that they went and checked out. So it was great that his last game of the year was a good one for him. And
we certainly hope that he has a speedy recovery, and maybe next year as 11-year-olds. Most of these guys, I don't think they're quite ready for middle school yet. They probably have 1 more year of rec, and then they'll start into their middle school and high school career. So we hope to bring them back next year and win our first 12 and under state championships. Our 8-year-olds will probably move up to the 9-year-olds. So maybe we can keep this trend going. Again, if you haven't registered for your baseball or softball or track or soccer, registration did go on last week. Go to your local community center and try to register and see if we have a spot available for you if you want to play this year. Again, Jeremy, congratulations, and thanks a lot for coming in and talking a little bit more about the team, because I just can't get it quite enough of it. It's a very big thing these guys did in a Class A division, the highest division that GRPA offers. We're playing teams like Valdosta and the city of Atlanta. Those are big agencies, and our agency just not only played the best, we looked the best, and our coaches and parents acted the best. So very proud of all the teams that participated this year in All-Stars, and we look forward to competing again this March in the GRPA basketball tournament. So until next time, thank you very much.
Good evening. We're here tonight to celebrate the completion of our anti-bullying video, Setting the Tone. I would like to say a special thank you to all our many sponsors for this event, especially to our Youth Advocacy Board kids. We had several kids that were in this production, and we couldn't have put this on without them. Another special thank you is sent out to the Board of Commissioners for being one of our sponsors. Ms. Amy Honeywell, our Youth Development Coordinator, and her staff have done a wonderful job producing this video. It has taken a very long time to complete this project, but we are very proud of this, and it is something that the partnership can show for many years to come. We will have this available for sale, whether you want to show it at your business, at your church, in your home. This is a prevention tool for bullying, and we hope that this will bring a lot of comfort to some families of Walton County and outside Walton County. So again, thank you for listening and for your participation, and always thank you for watching.
This is Paul Mullins. We're here at Walnut Grove High School, and this is the viewing of the Setting the Tone, an anti-bullying video that has been produced right here in Walton County with local talent. As you can see, there are quite a few people have shown up here tonight for the premiere viewing.
All right, like Dina said, I'm Amy Honeywell, and this is Lauren Welty, and we have the honor of working for the partnership and have had the privilege of working on this video. About 2 years ago, Stephen Preston came to the youth development coordinator at the time, which was Emily Russell, and said, hey, we want to do a video, or I want to do a video about cyberbullying. Well, I was working with youth development at the time, and we went back to the Youth Advocacy Board and we said, well, is bullying a problem? Is that something that's going on? And the Youth Advocacy Board member said, you know, we hear about it a lot at school. It is going on. It is a problem, but we're sick of hearing about it. So we talked to them and we said, you know, what's going on? What is the issue with that? Mostly that it was kind of boring talk. People were talking at them and rather not with them about bullying. So we decided, working together, that we would start to make a bullying video that was not just about cyberbullying. We decided to change that up. We decided, hey, we should make one about bullying itself and make something that teens would really want to watch, but not only teens, community members. This hopefully would make people be inspired to go out and actually act and do things against bullying, to end it as a community, and would be something that was very teen friendly.
All right, so from the beginning we knew that this wouldn't just be something that the partnership or the youth development handled. We wanted it to be a community initiative, something that everybody could get involved with, and it really did turn out to be that way. There's been so much community support from every direction throughout this whole process. Just a few specific things. Gene and Chris Gallman opened up their home to let us film for a whole entire day from sunup to sundown, which we couldn't have asked for a more beautiful home or a more welcoming environment to film in. The Walnut Grove High School drama students, many of which you will see here and you will see on screen, they just voluntarily auditioned to be in our film, and they are so talented, and they brought such talent that we couldn't have paid for. So we are so thankful for them. And besides that, entire families, they spent their whole weekends with us shooting, getting their pictures taken, doing whatever we needed. So many people sent information to us, books, movies, videos, links, websites, resources, so that we could have the best information out there in this film. So we hope that you recognize that as a community effort. It's not just us, it's all of you as well.
This project has truly been a community initiative, and we hope that when you see Setting the Tone, you don't just see the names and the credits and the actors on the screen. We hope that you see yourself and your community. Each of you have helped us to take a stand against bullying, and for that we are so very thankful.
This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment, and I'm here with Bruce Williamson. And Bruce, tell us about what's coming up. I think you start Monday, is that right?
That's correct, Paul. The Georgia Constitution mandates that the Georgia General Assembly convene the second Monday of every January. So come bad weather, inclement weather, or fair weather, we will be meeting this coming Monday morning to convene the session for the Georgia General Assembly for this year. It runs a 40-day session, and honestly, the only thing that's mandated by the Constitution that the General Assembly do is pass a budget. So that's what we're looking forward to doing. That's first and foremost on the agenda come Monday morning.
Do you have any big topics that might be coming up this year?
Well, one thing, speaking of the budget, Georgia, like most of the states, has a constitutionally mandated balanced budget. Many of us feel in the Georgia General Assembly that that's a model that the federal government needs to adopt. So Senator Bill Calsert and I have been working for months now trying to help lead and push for a constitutional convention of the states to address the need for a balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Most people don't know that under Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, there's two methods for amending the Constitution. The one that we're all familiar with and has traditionally been used is an amendment that's proposed by Congress when they pass out a proposed amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It has to be ratified by 3/4 of the states, which rounds up to 38 states. Well, what most people don't realize is under Article 5 that the states themselves can call for a constitutional convention, or rather a convention of the states to propose an amendment to the Constitution, and that can be called by 2/3 of the states, which rounds up to 34 states. Currently, there's about 20 states that have signed on to the idea of calling a convention of the states for the specific purpose of addressing a balanced budget amendment. The lights just dimmed. So, with 20 states on board, I'd like to see, and Senator Calsert and I both would like to see that Georgia come on and at least be the 21st state further in that idea of getting our fiscal house in order at a national level. That's one way that states can help have more control about what's going on at a federal level.
Okay, see, it sounds like you've got your hands full. There's going to be a lot to discuss.
Absolutely. If we get that one issue addressed, I think we'll have a very successful session. But everybody's free to contact me. I look forward to serving the people of Walton County during this session. My cell phone number is 770-833-4545, or you can reach me via email at bruce.williamson@house.ga.gov. Look forward to helping anybody, and by all means, if you come to Atlanta during the session, we'd love to give you a tour of the People's Capital and give you a visit of the offices up there, and anything I can do to help school groups or senior citizens or whomever come visit us at the Capitol. It truly is the People's House in Georgia. So.
Well, Bruce, I took you up on that about a year ago, and it was a fabulous tour that you gave me, and thank you so much.
All we ask is you give us a little bit of warning, so give us a call again. My cell phone number is 770-833-4545. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Bruce.
Good morning. I'm Becky Chinhall, Radon Educator with the University of Georgia, Walton County Extension Office. And I'm so glad to tell you about Radon Action Month. January is National Radon Action Month. And even though I tell you to test your home all year long, and I promote radon testing, radon awareness, radon education every month of the year, January is when we emphasize it more than any other. The Environmental Protection Agency has designated January as the time, and I'll tell you one of the reasons is when we have this cold weather, we tend to have our homes closed up more than any other time, and there is a chance that your radon would be even higher during January, during some of this weather. So any time is a good time to test your home for radon, but January is a great time. We try to have more programs, special emphasis on radon. I hope you'll hear about radon on the radio, on your television, and I hope you'll encourage your friends to test their homes for radon if they have not. One of the things that we do is we let children, students enter the Radon Poster Contest, and we promote that, and we announce the winners in January. And I'm so pleased to share those with you. And I want to tell you that Walton County had 2 out of the 3 state winners. I'm not talking about county winners, the state winners. And these students are going to be recognized next week by Georgia Governor Nathan Deal at the Capitol when he signs a Radon Proclamation. This Radon Proclamation says that everybody in the state of Georgia needs to test their home. The first place winner for the state of Georgia is from Oconee County, and his name is Hayden Guthrie, and I want to show you his picture. His poster, we're very proud of him. And I want to tell you about our second and third place winner. Our second place winner is Tyler Haymans. Tyler is a 7th grader. He's from Monroe, Georgia, and he attends Georgia Cyber Academy. And Tyler's poster says, "Not all scary things go bump in the night. Have your home tested for radon." And I want to say congratulations, Tyler. We are so very proud of you. Then I want to tell you about our third place state winner, and her name is India Gibson. India is a 6th grader, and she's at Youth Middle School. She's from Covington, Georgia, and her poster title is the National Radon Hotline. We are so proud of India and so proud of our students in Walton County. Tyler and India, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you next week at the governor's office. These students have worked hard to create radon awareness. They've done that with their posters. They've let their parents and family and friends know about radon. And when we publicize and show these posters different places, more and more people will learn about radon and will want to test their homes. And I just want to tell you a little bit about radon. It's a radioactive gas. It comes from the soil and the rock. Walton County is one of the higher counties in the state of Georgia for the potential for radon. We have a lot of granite rock here. Most of that granite is from Stone Mountain. And granite has uranium. Uranium decays into radium. Radium decays into radon. It's naturally occurring, but it can be deadly. Radon is the 2nd leading cause of lung cancer. It's the 1st leading cause of lung cancer among non-smokers. You need to test your house if you have not. It's easy to do. We have radon test kits here at the Walton County Extension Office, and I'd like for you to come by and pick up a test kit if you have not tested. Test kits are only $8. That covers postage, that covers laboratory analysis, and the cost of your test. So it's a great deal, and you mail the test kit in after you've tested. You get your results back in about a week. EPA recommends that you take action if your test results should be 4 or higher. So 4 is kind of that magic cut-off number. And of course, the lower your radon, the better. I want to show you one other poster as I conclude today. And this is one of our national winners from several years ago. This was the first winner of the National Radon Poster Contest. And we still use this poster to publicize radon testing. And it says, "Don't take a chance on radon." And that's what I want to end with today with you. Don't take a chance on your family's health. Go ahead, test for radon if you have not. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and come see me at the Walton County Extension Office.
Hello Walton County, this is Kevin Little with the Chairman's Report. Happy New Year 2014. It's been a long time since I've been on TV for a while. I had several events I had to attend and couldn't get on TV and show you some things that was going on. I want to talk to you just a little bit about Hard Labor Creek and the water system in the county and give you a little idea of what we have in store for the future and what's going on. Behind me is a water system of Walton County, which, as you see, the Monroe area here, they provide water service to everything inside this area. Social Circle provides water service down here, and Loganville up here. All the rest of the unincorporated county is responsible of the Walton County Water Authority and the Water and Sewage Authority. And what we're doing is Hard Labor Creek is going to be built right here. I've been showing that to you a lot. And we have some main systems already in place to be able to pump the water once it's taken care of. The water system, the orange will be a big loop that we'll be building around the county to enhance the system to where it'll be able to go to get enough water pressure to the residents that are living out in the unincorporated area. And then we already have the water main line that goes into Oconee. And then we'll have another water mine that'll bring off of Appalachia River the raw water, which will be treated and then sent around the county. And so this is some of the future that we have. All the current blue and purple lines are water lines that we have in place. Some of them may have to be upgraded as time goes, but as you can see over here on the western side where the majority of our growth has been, we have a lot of water units there, and then out in the Gratis area you have some, but as you get out into the Good Hope, Jones Woods, and that area, you don't have a lot amount of water lines. And so as this is the most rural part of the county, and we will have to, this will enhance it with the trunk lines that we have there, and we'll be able to get water around the whole county. That's one of the big goals, is to be able to have water. I know we've had a very rainy 2013, and 2014 may be dry, you know, and so having water is very important. Over through the years, people's wells have been drying up, and they'd call and ask when we're going to get water. But we're closer than ever now with the governor's water initiative and able to get that money to build Hard Labor Creek. And we're in the process right now of figuring out the water lines, what we need to do first, and get everything going like that. But I'll be talking to you probably about every week or every other week here on Channel 16. If you have any questions, give me a call, 770-267-1301. But I'll be updating you on several of the major events that's going on in the county over the next few weeks. Thank you.
Hi, this is Cindy Little. I'm the Executive Director of Fish for Kids, and Fish Medical and Dental. We have grown a lot over the last few years with adding our medical and dental clinic. That is doing exceptionally well, and we're just able to help a lot of sick folks that have really been in need, and we're able to help them maintain that good health once we get them there, and so that's been a blessing. Our Fish for Kids program is really growing, as well as because now our Backpack Buddies program has grown to over 1,200 children a week, and we're also doing 3 different schools that we help with the after-school snacks. The Fish program at the ministry, which is with the food and utility and rents and all of those kinds of things, and helping with clothing and all, has there too doubled almost due to the need for food, with the food stamps being cut. And we just found out at the Farm Bureau convention I was just at with my husband, who's a farmer, that they're fixing to cut food stamps again. So I don't know what our elderly especially are going to do, but fortunately we're there for them. The fish thrift stores are just blessed abundantly with wonderful, wonderful donations. All of this is great, but we need help. We really need the volunteers. If you can give an hour a day, if you can give 1 day a month, or whatever you can do is deeply appreciated and needed. All you need to do is just call over to the thrift store here in Monroe and ask for Nancy Long. She is our volunteer coordinator, and her number there is 770-207-5601. And if you would just call Nancy and let her know you're interested, we'd love to have you. If you have a church home that you're a regular participant with, then we usually can put you right to work. But we do have to do background checks on everybody because of the amount of young people and children that we let volunteer, which is a great thing. But we also want to protect them, and we have a lot of special needs young adults that also volunteer with us that we want to protect and make sure that everyone that's there is someone that they'd want to be around and not to be afraid of. There are just some situations that we have to, with our insurance as well, you know, go through these things, and it's unfortunate, but that's what we have to do. So we would love to have you to be a part of the Fish family, and I guess right now the greatest need is that we need folks in the thrift stores helping with sorting, and if you've got any kind of managerial or sales, marketing, or anything like that, or if you feel like you'd be a good pricer, we need you. Or good on the cash register is always another good place to be. The ministry, we need folks answering the phones. The phones are ringing off the hook. We need folks helping stock the food, folks to help fix the food boxes for the families. FishMD is in need of dentists really, really bad. We have like a 600-person waiting list right now, and we also need folks at the medical and dental to help answer the phones, to do intake, and anybody with any medical background that could help us with setting up appointments and doing scripts and things electronically. If you can draw blood and have been in that kind of environment, we'd love to have you. If you're an EMT, a nurse, a CNA, or anything like that, and would love to come help us, we'd love to have you. If you're a doctor, we really would love to have you. We're really blessed with some great docs right now, and we have a nurse practitioner. So if you a nurse practitioner also, we would love to have you. So we just thank everybody that we are where we are because of the wonderful volunteers and everybody giving of their time. So God bless you and thank you.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today. As usual, we're going to show you some of the dogs and cats available for adoption here at the Walton County Animal Control Shelter. Just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, and want to thank everyone that helped make 2013 a great year. Once again, we had an even lower euthanasia rate on the dogs and a little bit lower on the cats. So moving along well, progressing, moving forward, but we really want 2014 to be a breakthrough year. We'd love to see more cats get into new homes and get into rescue, and even further push down that euthanasia rate with the dogs. So maybe you're considering a new pet for the new year. Don't look past your local animal control shelter. We've got some great dogs, great cats, and we haven't gone up on our adoption fee. It's still only $40, and now we include heartworm testing, combo testing for cats, vaccinating, deworming, discounted spay-neuter, free microchips, all things that probably cost $200 to $300 at your veterinarian, but you get it all done here. It's just $40 with your adopted pet. So don't think that the shelter is just full of sick, mangy mutts. We have beautiful dogs and cats, and now we're going to show you some of those animals that are here. Hey, this is Chloe. She's a young female flat coat retriever. Very sweet, very pretty dog. She seems real submissive. Seems like she'll be great in a family with kids.
I have about a year-old female domestic long-haired cat, black and white. She's very, very sweet. Needs a good lap to sit in. And of course, she has to be spayed.
This is Zulu. She's about a 2 to 3 year old female boxer. Very sweet temperament. She loves to get out in the pen and play with other dogs, and she really likes people too, so she'd be a great adoption for a new home.
This is Delta. She's a 3-year-old boxer. She's really sweet, and she would really use it at home.
I have a 2-year-old male, non-neutered, orange cat. He's a very large cat. He's a good place to call home.
This is Ogden. He's about 9 years old. He's a CKC registered Siberian Husky. Great dog. He's already microchipped. He's already neutered, and he's ready for a new home. He's a little bit older dog, but you can see he's still energetic and got a lot of life in him. So help spring him from the pound and give him a new life.
Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Some of the featured homes are HUD properties, and any registered HUD agent can show and sell you a HUD home. Thanks so much for watching.
We want to thank our sponsors, Creative Artist Video Production, for all of your video needs. Snellville Heating and Air, serving Monroe and Walton County since 1988. For all of your heating and cooling needs,